Hello, how's it going? How are y'all? Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish for everything to flow and for everything to align in perfect harmony. The week of March 23rd to the 29th. We're already 3 months into this very busy 2026, right? With so much important planetary movement, and next month we will already have Uranus in the sign of Gemini, and, well, right now we're not going to have any retrograde planets for now, starting this week. Well, since Friday, March 20th, when Mercury was already direct in Pisces. And throughout the month of April, we have no retrograde planets. All those movements have passed. This week, we have the Sun in Aries, because we are nothing less than we still carry the energies of the spring equinox, and we have 4 fire elements. All of them, Neptune, Saturn, Venus, and the Sun, are in Aries. We have water. We have none other than Mars, Mercury, and Jupiter. We have no air element this week, only Earth, Uranus, and Taurus. Aside from, well, we have the moons, right? But I'm talking planetarily speaking. What happens when that is in the atmosphere? Having fire and water, we must balance our emotions by channeling them in an appropriate way. If we don't get caught up, which I've been telling you for several weeks, it's important. Because even moving away from our center is just not worth it. We can't get caught up in negative or ill-intentioned comments or get angry. On the contrary, how about we take the energies they're giving us, which are great? The Sun in Aries, Neptune in Aries, Venus, Saturn, to make things happen. This cycle I told you about last week, that was from the 20th to the 30th of March. The Sun, Neptune, Saturn, and Venus in Aries helps us tremendously, but a lot, because channels, paths, horizons, and opportunities open up. And am I going to lose all that because impulse, desperation, or agitation won out? Instead of inhaling and exhaling, it is possible, of course, to focus our energies. We can carry in nice little quartz, scents, knowing how to breathe. I inhale and exhale. Why am I telling you all this? Because it's like when they tell us the temperature. It's -10, 10 below zero. Well, you're not going out in a bikini, right? So you already know that it's -10 below zero, right? You're not going out in a bikini. You put on your sweater, your coat, your cape, and so on. Planetary movements are going to help us a lot to focus on our plans, desires, and longings. And that's in general. That's for everyone. Of course, very especially to Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, who are in the cardinal cross, and also to Leo and Sagittarius. In general, I repeat, it's for everyone, but specifically with Venus in Aries, Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries, and the Sun in Aries, Aries is in the cardinal cross. Starting the spring equinox. If you have these signs as your sign or ascendant, it's an extremely magical week. I repeat, it'll help everyone, but very especially Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn might be moved a bit from their center. Is it worth it for someone to come and move you from your center if you're set to win? I don't think so, right? And I understand it perfectly well because our emotions can skyrocket. And it's a week of much love, much peace, much serenity, much tranquility, if that's how you want to handle it. Because having Venus, which is the planet of love, beauty, money, and so on, in the sign of Aries, it's going to move us to make things happen, which is what life is all about. With the Sun in Aries, we're all going to be very active, wanting to do many things. Everything can be done, but let's remember that the day is 24 hours. So I organize myself in a correct, fair, and convenient way. I delegate responsibilities to focus on what I must do. I'm not going to waste time, breath, energy, or brain cells on things that don't have the slightest importance. Let's take advantage of this week to hug, to kiss, to care for, to pamper, to cuddle. Starting with ourselves, raising self love, self respect, self confidence. But yes, it's a week to hug, to love, to kiss, to remember that love is the highest vibration that exists. And when there is love, in every sense of the word, all channels and all paths open up in front of all of us. I'm going straight to the astrological recommendations. My dear Aries, taking advantage of the sensational opportunities that the Sun in Aries, Neptune, Saturn, and Venus are giving you. In your sign, it's time to move forward, to speak, to express, to communicate. It's new moon week and waxing moon week. It's a week for things to happen, focusing on what you want to happen. Stop doing things that aren't yours to do. Start doing what is yours to do. And start being more productive in what you should be doing. And let others do what they are supposed to do. Finding that balance is going to help you a lot. So you don't wear yourself out or get tired of things others can do for you. Use your ability, your productivity, to do new and different things and give continuity to what you've been doing. Everything to do with buying, selling, negotiations, paperwork. It's a very good week to do it. We already have Mercury direct since March 20th, and this week is very interesting between new moon and waxing moon. There are very good new channels in front of you of abundance and prosperity. It's important not to talk about anything you're doing or what you're going to do. Maintain harmony, serenity, and relaxation in the home. Because you're like the baby of a zodiac. We speed up a bit. And besides, we're fire, right? I'm not an Aries, I'm a Sagittarius. But I mean, being fire and having so many planets in fire, we can speed up very easily. At home, leave your work stuff on the tree outside your house. And when you get to work, on the tree outside your work, you leave everything from home. That way, find a balance so everything keeps going in your favor. There is very, very good news in your professional environment. Were you waiting for some good news? This week, you're going to receive it, which will give you a lot of peace and serenity. For Taurus, you're facing new challenges, new opportunities. They're new challenges. It's time to set your sights, which you know how to do very well, and hit the mark. Right now, don't doubt anything at all, and even less let someone make you doubt your possibilities and your abilities, my dear Taurus. Everything you have to fix, solve, sign, negotiate, settle in banking, financial, labor matters, it's a very good week. But especially everything to do with love, with romance, with the home, with the family, it's a beautiful week because it's a week of reunions where you're going to throw away the grudge or the resentment. Now you're going to flush it down the toilet so it goes away. That's very important because the most important thing in life, well, with love, in that vibration, everything works. Because definitely we do the work, the money, we make it ourselves. We're the ones who create love and keep it alive. It's going to be a very loving week for you, Taurus, and that'll bring you much peace, serenity, and tranquility. Because you're such a loving person. And everything is everything. It's starting to go exactly as you had wanted and as you had hoped. And as it's always been said and written in so many books on the subject, forgiveness heals the soul. And what we really need is to heal. Because when we forgive, we heal. And we throw away all that bitterness and resentment. Because resentment is just feeling it all over again. And this week, you're going to feel real good. Especially, this will be on the 27th and 28th. Yes, the 27th and 28th. Those are two very loving days where you'll feel a lot of joy, a lot of peace, and a lot of serenity. It's like you're finding yourself again, reconnecting with your roots, with your values, with your principles, quite apart from work, money, or material things. You'll pay close attention to this. And in material things and money, you're doing wonderfully. It's time to take steps, but giant leaps forward. And putting your fruit in different baskets, this means that I'm looking for different income through different channels and different avenues of income that are going to come into your life for Gemini. The doors are open and wide. The doors to your finances, to love, and to harmony are opening. And if we have to do our part, you're doing it, and you've done it very well. My dear Gemini, Mercury in Pisces is giving you intuition, perception, many premonitory dreams, and eloquence. Well, you have that. That's very typical of Geminis, which is why you should sleep more than any other sign. Yes, just like us Sagittarians. But you Gemini should sleep much more, just like Virgos, because of your planet Mercury, because you're always thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. Well, this week is really beautiful. Notice that many of those, you see that you're very creative and very witty, and all this information is coming to you. You can write down all the information the universe has been sending you through your guides, your angels, your masters, which are ideas. It's like they're dictating information to you, and you've put a lot of information on the table. Those doors are open and wide right in front of you. And it's not a result of chance. It's a result of causality. This is the law of the boomerang, the law of cause and effect. There are no coincidences, only causes. Everything you'll experience this week is the result of your good actions, your effort, your struggle, your dedication, your commitment, your tenacity. You're going to close cycles, and that's very good, because those cycles you close, the new ones you're opening, well, they'll give you a great breather, a lot of peace and serenity, very marked in your house of profession and work. Also, since you love to travel, you're planning or will take a trip in the coming weeks. Making contact with people from other cities or other countries will be really beneficial for you in your work life, professional life, but especially in the financial one. Your gift of gab and your ease in knowing how to relate to all kinds of people makes you a very important and valuable person in your professional environment, and also if you're independent. Since you'll generate more and better income you'll see it starting this week. If you have to fix anything that has to do with the most important thing, love, romance, passion, this week looks very beautiful for you, my dear Gemini. For Cancers, you're sitting in an important chair. The important chair can be small, medium, large, extra large, it doesn't matter. It means when they tell you that you're sitting in an important chair, it's that you can give, share, help, support, something that comes to you. By nature, you had to be a Cancer. Cancer is good, tender, romantic, sensitive, loving, beautiful women and men, and lovely ladies and gentlemen. Well, this week, all that good you've done for so many people, because you do good and then you forget who you help, because that's what it's about. What my right hand knows, let my left hand not know, and you know that well. This week, people you protected, cared for, supported, helped, and so on are going to return many lovely things to you. Not necessarily the people, but the good that is done, the good that returns. And that's definitive. You return 70 times 7. This week, anything that wasn't working out for you, that you felt was blocked, stuck, well, like it wasn't moving, for having done so much good, and you'll keep doing it because it's your essence. Very good channels of abundance and prosperity will open for you in the professional, work, and financial areas, especially. You're going to make many changes within the organization of your home because you love your house, your home, your family. And this week, you're going to make many changes that will give you a lot of peace and a lot of serenity. It could be moving house, it could be remodeling, it could be buying, selling, something that has to do with your home. You're also looking for, well, you really like our wonderful and beautiful and sensational pets, whether they're dogs, cats, whatever, bunnies, and so on, because that's going to give you, like, you need it, and it's going to come into your life. Maybe you already have several, but more will arrive. Speaking professionally and work-wise, stay very alert. Starting on the 25th, 26th, 27th, these are very important days in your work and professional life, my dear Cancer, because you'll receive good news about something you've been waiting for and needing, related to a job, a contract, an agreement, or some type of bank credit that's important for you and your loved ones. For Leo, there are rebirths, many rebirths, new opportunities, changes, and transformations of things you desired, things you wanted that have started moving very quickly. Because when changes come, and well, they come in a cascade, right? My dear Leo, you've been seeing it these past few weeks, and this is just the beginning of all the beautiful things coming your way. Each of us knows what has been sown, and that you're a given, share, and dedicated person, someone who's always moving forward. And that's what you're seeing now in terms of results. Everything you put on the table this week will be welcomed. They're going to listen to you. In whatever profession you're in or whatever you do, it's coming loaded with changes. There are also many changes coming to your home. You can do many things from your home, generating more and better income. That's what's very clearly marked for you this week. There are many planets in fire, and that's giving you super magical keys. Having Venus, Neptune, and Saturn, and the luminary, which is the sun, plus we have the waxing moon in Leo. Look closely, you have it. 27th, 28th, and 29th. It's in your sign. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Parties, events, meetings, celebrations, reunions, affection, new things, different things coming into the lives of my dear Leo. For Virgo, analyze, observe, and check before making determinations and decisions. Keeping your heart tucked away will be key for you all this week. I know you're very methodical, very orderly, and you do keep quiet, but this week you can. Talk about or share things that belong only to you. They're yours. What we're seeing are the opportunities the path has in front of you. So if you keep them to yourself, they'll remain yours. It's also marking a very interesting opportunity to start something on your own. Using your strength, your power, your energy, your knowledge, and your creativity. Everything related to art. Creativity is art. Anything that is creativity. You can put it on the table to do something independently or to do new and different things, generating more and better income. There's important news within your home, within the organization of your home, related to maintaining harmony, tranquility, communication, and many purchases. Purchases for your home are indicated, which could be anything from remodeling or buying and selling something related to your family, to your home. You receive news from someone very important in your life. It's a relative who isn't very close, but they're family, bringing good news for you and yours, giving you much joy and happiness because it has a lot to do with your personal and professional life in your favor, of course. For those under Libra, it's not the time to think, it's the time to act. So think little, feel a lot, and act quite a bit. You are facing new challenges, new opportunities, and new trials. And that's very nice, because what would life be without challenges, without opportunities, without new things, without different things? That's what's going to happen for you this week, but they are very favorable. Remember that you are in the cardinal cross, and the planets Neptune, Venus, and Saturn are in Aries, aside from the sun in Aries. That has given you opportunities, my dear Libra, to receive what belongs to you by right of consciousness. Stay away from negative and ill-intentioned comments because you might be quite sensitive and you could take things, well, personally, and believe me, it's nothing personal. It has nothing to do with it. Maybe last week or next week, you wouldn't feel like, oh, they spoke harshly to me. It's okay. Don't get hooked on absolutely anything. It's worth it. That is learning. and you have the strength, the power, the energy, the capacity, the kindness, and the generosity in your favor. The comments of third parties are their comments, my love. Usually, the one who is shining, the one who is moving forward, the one who is achieving is pointed out. You are doing it. That's how it is. And if your shine bothers them, well, let them put on sunglasses. Don't stop your steps for other people, please. It's a very good week. It's a very magical week. It's a week full of abundance and prosperity, with results, of course, for you and your loved ones. Because that's how it is. You're in a very good moment to make purchases, sales, negotiations, or if you're already looking for some type of credit, whatever it may be. It's a super week to do it because the yes is totally guaranteed. For those under Scorpio, don't look outside of yourself for what you carry inside. We know perfectly well, little Scorpio, how you are tender, romantic, sensitive, intuitive, perceptive. The one with the best memories in the zodiac, but the memory that you don't forget if they did some to you. My love, it's not worth it. Don't waste time, saliva, energy, and neurons on things that don't have the slightest importance. What's done is done. Right now, focus on what you want, on who you are, where you're going, and what your life goals are. Because this week, it's as if you can write the little letter you want with all your desires and longings. And those desires and longings will be fulfilled. Those are the planetary movements we have in this week that's so magical and sensational for you. In love, in the home, in the family, in your social relations, in your romantic relations, in work. If good fortune is totally in your favor, why wear yourself out with things that don't matter at all? I mean, freeing yourself from ties, forgiving yourself, asking for forgiveness. That's what's important. Remove all that and go for the good, for who you are, that unique, beautiful, wonderful, and sensational person. Don't take anything personally, nothing at all. Just be at ease like that. You know the strength and power you have. You have intuition, perception, I repeat. And if we talk about the best memory in the zodiac, well, Libra's too, but I'm referring to you, Scorpio, a memory that doesn't forget if they didn't invite you to the party when you were 5. It's an example, right? That's what I'm referring to. Don't waste your time on what happened. Leave what happened behind. Right now, focus on this super week because it's a super week, okay? And you'll be remembering me every day, Scorpio, with everything in your favor, right? Good fortune, abundance, triumph, success, prosperity, personally, romantically, and my love. Yeah, if you're going to shine a lot and you'll keep on shining, and I want you to be as slippery as a fish. It's important that this week you make things happen. You carry a magic wand in your mind and in your soul. You know the path you must follow, and it's time to move forward. For Sagittarians, take advantage of your attraction, your chemistry, your magnetism, your I don't know what, whatever. Very Sagittarian, right? With Jupiter direct and with so many planets in Aries, my dear Sagittarius. What are you waiting for to make things happen? The only way to make things happen is by doing them, right? Knock on that door, send that email, send that message, make that call. You're in a time where since Neptune entered Aries and then Saturn in Aries, not to mention now that we have the Sun in Aries, it's not time to think things over, my dear. You already know what you have to do. Give more time to yourself, of course. I know you might be a little exhausted from years of being tired, from Neptune and Pisces, but, well, it's over now. Now, all that's stored away. Everything that was in the inkwell, what was in the drawer of memories, it doesn't matter how old you are, Sagittarius. You were born to triumph. You were born with good fortune. Always remember, Sagittarius, all the path you've traveled to be where you are. So don't let anything or anyone come and make you doubt yourself in the slightest. You're in the era of abundance, triumph, and prosperity. This week of new moon, waxing moon, with so many planets totally in your favor, as I'm always going to tell you, focus your impulses, focus them, focus them, focus your emotions. Don't say everything you're thinking. And if you feel like you're getting worked up, like you're about to say it all, inhale, exhale, carry a little quartz, excuse yourself, get up, and then come back. But take advantage of this week. You're going to get that job you were looking for, that raise you were looking for. If you dedicate yourself and work for yourself independently, new things are coming. If you're a student, very good things are coming. If you're dreaming of going to study somewhere, everything will work out with very, very good aspects in your favor, Sagittarius. For Capricorns, you have the strength, the power, the energy, and the ability to make things happen. But sometimes, now that we have Saturn in Aries, it's giving you feel stronger, right? Why? I don't mean that Saturn in Pisces didn't give you opportunities, but now that Saturn is in Aries, you feel even more liberated, more eager, more encouraged. But remember that you are an exceptional person, Capricorn. A leader, autonomous, independent, you know how to command, order, and direct, but you don't like anyone telling you anything. What does all this due to? Because you have so much ability and so much intelligence. But right now, the important thing you should use this week is to delegate. Yes, because if you delegate, you'll be able to do much more, and you'll be able to generate more in every sense of the word. You have too many responsibilities and you want to do absolutely everything because nobody does things like I do, so to speak. I know, I understand you. Yes, I understand you. Because of planetary movements that I also have, so suddenly I say, let's see, I either do this or I do that. This week is a week with many excellent proposals to do new and different things. And that will generate more and better income for you to be able to make 1, 2, or 3 of your dreams come true in these coming months. If you down date, yes, you'll be able to cover much more. There's good news in your home, too, that'll give you much joy and happiness, and you'll reunite with someone from your past who will give you enormous happiness, much happiness, and also good news in your professional environment. Just keep your feet on the ground so that everything continues to work in your favor. For Aquarians, they're very content, happy, fulfilled, and in love with everything, as I always tell you, in love with the here, the now, life, and absolutely everything, but also in love in a way that's like, well, how cute, right? When they call you on the phone and tell you really sweet things and, oh, well, that's how my dear Aquarians are too. Changes are coming to your economy, very important changes. It's time to balance your income and expenses so you can start something on your own if you wish. Because if you use your social contacts, your skills, and your creativity, well, that's the perfect formula, my love, to do new and different things. Because you're very good at public relations, right? You know how to get along with everyone, and you're very good at it. It's just that fails aren't my thing, my love. But what you can do sells itself, whatever it is you're doing, because that's very Aquarius. Aquarius is very creative. And regardless of what you do, remember that many times our hobbies can become our way of life and generate more and better income. That's separate. I have to share it because it's very clearly marked for this week. You're also told Pluto in Aquarius, precisely in your sign. Don't overthink things. You've already thought enough. It's time to move forward, time to trust, to advance, to achieve, to do new things, to do different things. Don't doubt your possibilities, and don't let anything or anyone make you doubt your possibilities. You have Pluto and Aquarius, my love, in your sign. Please. You have many years to carry magic keys, and if someone thinks otherwise of yourself, your being, your abilities, well, let them think it, because you know perfectly well that with those abilities and that knowledge, you can advance, but in giant steps. And I repeat what I always say, you don't have to prove absolutely anything to anyone because what you do is seen, it's noticed, it's that simple. Work with yourself, with your being, with your inner self. You can take a piece of paper and a pen, a ballpoint pen, and write down what overwhelms you, what worries you, what despairs you. I know we're in new moon and waxing moon, which is better for us than waning, but if you have any concerns or something like that, is moving your aquarium head right and tear, right and tear. Just write it nicely and keep it, but the negative, tear it up. Remember, only leave beautiful seeds in your mind of all that you are, my dear Aquarius, because abundance dwells in your gifts. And for my dear Pisces, you receive very, very, very important notices that will give you much joy. All week, there will be like news through messages or calls or emails. Look, since Neptune was in Pisces, your sign, for 14 years, from 2011 to 2026, well, many things that maybe you already overlooked from 2011, 2013, 14, 15, or whatever, because we forget, right, my dear Pisces? Well, no. Everything that you sowed in all these years, you're going to start to harvest, but in abundance and in every sense of the word. Through your social contacts, you'll advance very quickly in those plans, projects, and desires that you've kept hidden, that you didn't even remember, but they'll surface, they'll come to light. Those projects that are truly very good, they'll give you much peace, much tranquility, but they'll also generate more and better income for you, definitely. You are an extremely perceptive, intuitive, creative, tender, romantic, and sensitive person. And right now that we have so many planets in Aries, what can I say? That Neptune, with just Neptune in Aries, is giving you that strength, that energy, that desire, that spirit to do new and different things. Since you always think of others, and that's going to be very nice, because the moment you start doing well, as you know you can, and you always do well, but always thinking of others. Now that the planets, both Jupiter, which is direct in Cancer, and Neptune in Aries, are giving you the opportunity to receive changes in your finances for your well-being and, of course, your love life. Thank you so very much for joining me. I invite you to subscribe here to my channel and give it a thumbs up, hit the bell, and take a look around the whole channel. There is a lot of information for you, so much. There are tips, rituals, recipes, and very interesting topics, Truly, I have excellent topics with doctors, with lawyers, with numerology, and more. Feng Shui. That's how you stay at things right. There is a lot of lovely information here on the channel, and I also invite you to subscribe to Mizada's Stars so you can see the horoscopes starting on Saturday. And very interesting things are also coming in the next few weeks. And I ask you as a favor to tell your friends or your family or your acquaintances who speak English and listen to English and whose language is English, well, to subscribe to my channel in English. It's Mizada-EN. I would love for it to grow more and more and more because there is a lot of lovely information that I would love to reach. Our friends and our brothers and sisters who speak and listen and understand that their language is English. So if you have acquaintances or family members, I'll leave that to you. And my social media, please only stay on the ones where I am verified. Even if you see they have many followers, they are not my networks. If it's not verified, it's not Mizada. They are people using my videos, my image, my information, and it's not me. Trust in the abundance that the rich universe has for you. Remember that abundance dwells within your gifts. If you trust and you move forward, what's coming? What's coming is in your favor because you trust. I'm Mizada Mohamed. I love you all, and I want to see you thrive. Thank you very much for graciously joining us today. Please subscribe to our channel and kindly visit my personal website, Mizadamohamed.com.